Hello everyone, my name is Jasmine Ichsantia Ardha. I'm from Faculties of Economics and Business, National University of Semarang. I want to tell you 5 facts about myself. My first fact is I was born in Jakarta. My second fact is I moved to South Tangerang when I was in kindergarten. My third fact is I have 4 cats at home. And my fourth fact is I like collecting books. And my last fact is my favorite color is black and white. So, in this video, I want to tell you guys about Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela is a brave, tall, South African man with a kind, warm-hearted, and a deep personality, with determined eyes that seem to carry the weight of an entire nation. His strong yet gentle voice, filled with wisdom and compassion, could inspire both courage and peace. With his calm, dignified presence and ever-patient smile, Mandela stood as a living reminder that true strength lies not in anger, but in forgiveness. A name that echoes across history as a symbol of peace, justice, and human dignity. Nelson Mandela, born on July 18, 1918, in the small village of Vezo, South Africa. Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela came from the Tambu royal family. His birth name Rolihlahla is a Xhosa word meaning pulling the branch of a tree. However, he began attending missionary school. His teacher gave him the English name Nelson. This was a common practice during the colonial period, when African children were often given English names by their teachers. And so, Rolihlahla Mandela became known to the world as Nelson Mandela, the name that would one day become a global symbol of hope and freedom. But his destiny was not to live in comfort or privilege. Instead, he chose a life of struggle, one that would change not only his country but the world. From a very young age, Mandela was deeply aware of the racial injustice around him. As a black South African under apartheid, he lived in a society that systematically oppressed people of color. But Mandela refused to accept this. He studied law and began working with the African National Congress, or ANC, a political movement that opposed apartheid and fought for the rights of black South Africans. But the road to justice wasn't easy. In 1962, Mandela was arrested for his political activities and sentenced to life in prison. He would spend the next 27 years behind bars, 18 of them on Robben Island, a harsh prison just off the coast of Cape Town. While the government tried to silence him, Mandela became even more powerful. His name became a global symbol of resistance. Across the world, people protested apartheid and demanded his release. Inside prison, he remained calm, focused, and unbroken. And finally, in 1990, after growing internal pressure and international outcry, Nelson Mandela was released. But instead of calling for revenge, Mandela called for peace. He knew that true freedom could only come through forgiveness, unity, and reconciliation. He worked with the very leaders who had once jailed him, including then President F.W. de Klerk, to dismantle apartheid and build a new democratic South Africa. In 1994, Nelson Mandela made history by becoming the first black president of South Africa, elected in the country's first multiracial elections. As president, he focused not on punishment, but on healing. He created the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, allowing victims and perpetrators of apartheid to come forward, speak honestly, and begin the long process of rebuilding a divided nation. Mandela's leadership was defined by humility and wisdom. He served just one term and stepped down voluntarily, a rare and powerful example of peaceful leadership transition. Throughout his life, Mandela received more than 250 awards, including the Nobel Peace Prize in 1993. But perhaps his greatest legacy is not an award, it's the hope that he gave to millions. He showed the world that one person, guided with courage and compassion, can take one injustice and help change the course of history. And his birthday, July 18th, is now celebrated globally as Nelson Mandela International Day, a day dedicated to serving others and making the world a better place. Mandela passed away on December 5th, 2013, at the age of 95, but his message lives on. It always seems impossible until it's done. His story teaches us that peace is more powerful than violence, that justice can prevail over oppression, and that true leadership means serving others, not ruling over them. In a world still struggling with inequality, racism, and conflict, Mandela's life remains a guiding light, a reminder that even in our darkest moment, hope is never far away. So, whether you're a student, a leader, or someone simply trying to make a difference, remember this. Nelson Mandela didn't wait for change. He became the change. And so can you. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video about Nelson Mandela. From his life, we learn that hope, courage, and kindness can overcome any injustice. Let's continue his spirit by spreading peace and compassion wherever we go. Because even the smallest act of kindness can create a brighter tomorrow. I'm Jasmine Ichsantia Ardha. Thank you for watching this video. Goodbye.